Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. RHOBH Teddi Mellencamp reveals hurtful deleted scene. When it comes to filming RHOBH, there's always going to be scenes that producers cut from episodes to save time. Teddi Mellencamp just revealed that there was a certain scene with her husband, Edwin RHOBH, that was deleted. According to the housewife, it was a traumatic moment she'll never forget. Read on to find out what happened. Teddi recently revealed that there was a scene with her partner Edwin that she is so glad never made it on air. The scene started off with the two discussing whether or not they wanted to have more children. It was during the conversation that RHOBH asked her if she would be okay being pregnant because that would make her big. This was triggering for Teddi, and she wasted no time letting her husband know that this weight comment was offensive. "I am disgusted that you said that. I'm furious that you said that. You embarrassed me, you hurt me," she yelled at Edwin. Mellencamp didn't reveal what season this scene was supposed to be included in. If it had aired, it would have raised hairs toward Edwin for his weight comment and Teddi for her screaming behavior. This unaired conversation isn't the first time that Teddi and Edwin had a falling out. Throughout their 13-year marriage, the two have gone through some ups and downs. In fact, Teddi revealed last year that it was during their first season of RHOBH that they almost got divorced. Mellencamp explained that it didn't have anything to do with the reality TV show, and more so about their personal lives. She was used to being the sole financial provider of herself, following her divorce from Matt Robertson in 2009. The housewife had a hard time adapting to Edwin being in charge of their monetary decisions. Eventually, she learned to allow her husband to have more of a say in their household and be equals in their relationship. The happy couple have gone on to have 3 kids and seem to have a good grasp on their roles. Just because the scene where she screamed at her husband didn't air, doesn't mean that all of Teddi's on-screen moments have painted her in a good light. Most viewers have consistently agreed that throughout the seasons, Mellencamp is not one of their favorite cast members. In a Reddit thread, fans shared their distaste for the reality TV star. Here are a few of the comments. "I rank her as the worst housewife ever. It's wild how progressively annoying she is. She is so dull." Teddi Mellencamp's return to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills wasn't without its fair share of drama. But recently, the former housewife opened up about a deleted scene that hit her hard, a moment she felt should have been included in the final cut of the season. Teddi's voice, usually confident and direct, quivered slightly as she shared her feelings about how things unfolded. In true RHOBH fashion, the moment was messy, emotional, and of course, full of tea. It all started when Teddi was invited to Kyle Richards' charity event, one of those glittering occasions where the housewives bring out their most dazzling gowns, their sharpest heels, and of course, their unfiltered opinions. Teddi, who had stepped away from RHOBH after season 10, was ready to come back with a fresh perspective. Her exit had been bittersweet, and she had been focusing on her family, health coaching business, and podcast, Teddi Tea Pod. Still, she missed the connections and the drama that came with the show. So when Kyle reached out, Teddi saw it as an olive branch, a chance to step back into the fold with old friends. But as with any housewives event, nothing is ever just a simple social gathering. The night turned out to be one of those infamous RHOBH roller coasters, where champagne is spilled, accusations fly, and friendships are tested. Teddi arrived at the charity event hopeful, yet cautious. She knew that certain relationships within the group had shifted, particularly between her and Dorit Kemsley. The two had always had a rocky friendship, with Teddi's blunt, no-nonsense attitude often clashing with Dorit's flair for the dramatic. They had worked through their differences in the past, but there was always a lingering tension that made every interaction feel like a potential landmine. According to Teddi, the night took a sour turn during a candid conversation between her, Dorrit, and Erica Jane. The topic of Teddi's departure from the show came up, with Dorrit making what Teddi describes as a jab about her exit. Dorrit insinuated that Teddi was too boring for the series, a comment that stung deeply. For Teddi, the remark hit a nerve, reigniting old insecurities she had worked hard to overcome since leaving the reality TV world. "It wasn't just about calling me boring," Teddi explained. "It was the way it was said, like I didn't matter anymore, like my time on the show was irrelevant." She continued, "We've all had moments where we weren't the most exciting person in the room. But to be dismissed like that, especially by someone I had tried to rebuild a friendship with, was incredibly hurtful." What made matters worse for Teddi was that the scene never made it to air. It was cut, lost in the shuffle of dramatic moments that the producers deemed more worthy of the final episodes. In her podcast, Teddi revealed that she felt silenced, like her side of the story wasn't given the chance to be heard. The moment, raw and unfiltered, would have shown a vulnerable side of Teddi that the audience rarely sees. "I think viewers would have understood me more," she said, her voice cracking. "I've always been labeled the accountability coach, the one who calls people out, but I'm human too. I get hurt." And that scene showed that. The conversation in question was part of a larger discussion about Erica Jane's ongoing legal battles, a storyline that had dominated much of the season. Teddi had offered her support to Erica, trying to empathize with the intense scrutiny Erica was under. But as the conversation pivoted to Teddi's time on the show, things took a darker turn. In the deleted scene, Erica had reportedly stayed neutral, listening to both sides but offering little input. It was Dorrit who took the opportunity to vocalize her opinions about Teddi's departure, which felt like salt in an already open wound. Teddi recounted how she tried to defend herself, explaining that she had stepped away for personal reasons and to focus on her family. But Dorrit didn't seem to budge. "It was like nothing I said mattered," Teddi confessed. She had her mind made up, and no matter how much I tried to explain my side, she wasn't listening. For Teddi, the moment symbolized more than just a personal attack. It reflected the shifting dynamics within the group. Since her departure, new alliances had formed, and the circle of trust that once existed between her, Kyle, Dorrit, and the others had fractured. Coming back into that environment was tough, especially when old wounds were reopened. Teddi also expressed disappointment that her reconciliation with Kyle was overshadowed by other events at the charity. "Kyle and I had a heart-to-heart that night," she revealed. "We talked about what went wrong between us, and it was a really important moment for me. But that didn't make it to air either." Teddi's relationship with Kyle had been a cornerstone of her time on RHOBH. Their friendship had weathered ups and downs, but the bond remained strong. Teddi had hoped that viewers would see that, despite the drama, there was still love and respect between them. As for Dorrit, Teddi admitted that their friendship might never fully recover. "It's hard to come back from something like that," she said. "I'm not sure where we go from here." In the aftermath of the event, Teddi has been reflecting on what it means to return to the world of reality TV, even briefly. She's grateful for the opportunities the show has given her, but is also aware of the emotional toll it can take. "At the end of the day, I'm proud of who I am," Teddi said. "I know I'm not everyone's cup of tea, and that's okay. But what I won't tolerate is being dismissed like I don't matter." While the deleted scene may never be seen by the audience, Teddi's account of the hurtful moment has opened a new chapter in the ongoing saga of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. It's a reminder that behind the glitz and glamour, the friendships and feuds are real. And sometimes what doesn't make it to air can be just as impactful as what does.